I do. But do you think Dark Viper would accept someone still criticizing him for the clip while putting that he had just been diagnosed with Hashimoto's and his hormones were messed up? I'm down to test that theory. See if he DMCAs me anyway.
Alright, hope you know I'm trying to see it through. Alright, 6 figures for the whip. No chance, you catch me down bad.
That tweet is what spurred this video, by the way. I have watched some Dark Viper content, not of Dark Viper, of course, but people talking about Dark Viper. And I was always, kind of into it. It piqued my interest, but I never thought I'm going to make a video about Dark Viper until that tweet. Because, well, there's a lot. It's a lot. And we're not deep diving into Dark Viper. There's plenty of videos for you to check out if you want to do that. And when I say plenty, this is just some. Okay? We got some Chud Logic, Chris the Narc, someone named the British Runner. We got Nerdy John. We got Tom Dark, Turkey Tom. We got Repsion, aka Darth Potato. And even Doomer Media, who honestly, you know what? I haven't watched your video, but if at any point in your video you talk about Dark Viper being sensitive or blocking people, you don't have no business talking about that. But also, if you don't want to look at other people's videos on Dark Viper, you can go to Dark Viper. I can't keep responding to bad faith criticism. My doctor says I'm healthy and don't have diabetes. Okay, I should have dealt with this ages ago. Why you shouldn't do a 24-hour stream? No one should do a 24-hour. Why? We don't need a video about that. Nobody should be doing a 24-hour stream. What the? I don't like it. I don't watch his content. Anyways, let's get back to Twitter. So Repsion, and I guess he's rebranding to Darth Potato. So Darth Potato tweeted, Dark Viper AU dedicated an entire video to my Among Us clip tweet, which is just me making fun of him raging in a video game. Then he read my satirical tweets about forgiveness and loving Jesus. Seriously, I cannot make this shit up. Bro, if you dedicate all your free time to responding to everything on social media, it will drain you. Oh, you know, that's so funny. I can't keep responding to bad faith criticism. Anyways, I've been laughing all morning because of this, and I'm in disbelief that he dedicated an entire video to me making fun of his gamer rage. And here is the clip in question.
And Tilo just runs around the entire fucking map to come to O2. And I'm like, I had nothing to say. I was literally speechless. I did not speak that entire time because I was so confused why we were starting the game. I have never been this mad at a person in the entirety of my life.
I apologize, I'm still a little new at the game.
If you don't even know how to win the game, why are you playing?
I do, I'm just sorry, I make this.
And Tilo just...
Now, Dark Viper has made it clear that it is extremely, extremely important for everyone to acknowledge that the reason why he flipped out on a fan for basically no reason, a very nice fan who took it very well, and even forgave Dark Viper, when Dark Viper eventually apologized, because there was a lot of, he's never getting unbanned. All of this. There was a lot of doubling, tripling down prior that Dark Viper doesn't want you to know about that context. However, the context he wants you to know about is he had just been diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease. Let me explain what that is. So this is from the Mayo Clinic. Hashimoto's disease is an autoimmune disorder affecting the thyroid gland. The thyroid is a butterfly-shaped gland located blah, blah, blah. We all should know about that, okay? The thyroid produces hormones that help regulate many functions of the body. An autoimmune disorder is blah, 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 blah. In Hashimoto's disease, immune system cells lead to the death of the thyroid's hormone-producing cells. The disease usually results in a decline in hormone production. Although anyone can develop Hashimoto's disease, it's most common among middle-aged women. The primary treatment is thyroid hormone replacement. I'm sorry for laughing, but like TLDR of why Dark Viper lashed out at a fan the way he did was he was basically on his period, okay? Anyways, so I decided to get into it because I watched his video, okay? Not my own. I watched his video and I said, bruh, Dark Viper, the context of I had just been diagnosed and I said I wanted a chill game on Among Us, and if you don't know how to play it, don't join. Doesn't matter. People are just laughing at you, freaking out. The context doesn't make it any less spurgy.
30-second clip where you look like an asshole is impossible. And so there's one copy of this clip on YouTube. In other words, this dude, Drew5260, and this small clip has enabled like at least 100 disingenuous people to use this clip for 4 years to attack me with it. And I've questioned what to do about it for so long because I don't know if Drew was hostile to me or something, or just being a dick or something, because I think he was in my Discord at one point. And so I've tried to reach out to him multiple times over the years to be like, hey, like, I don't think this clip existing is communicating the context of what happened, and I think it is just contributing to misinformation. Can you please take it down? But I've got no response. I'm not sure if I've ever gotten through because he doesn't seem to use the channel anymore, at least as of the past year. The backend doesn't enable me just to reach out to him via email or something because there is no email here. Since this clip has once again been brought up on Twitter by someone who's disingenuous, whatever, I've now set about striking this video. I don't want to, but fortunately, YouTube does give you the option to give the person 7 days to take down the clip, or at least reach out to me or whatever and discuss it with me or something before something happens to your channel. He doesn't seem to use his channel, and if it does get striked, it will go away in 3 months anyway. But yeah, I don't know, I just regret leaving it up as long as I did. While people want to paint me as this DMCA hungry guy, that's generally speaking not me. But I just think this clip is just contributing to misinformation. And I don't think I have some moral obligation to contribute or to allow misinformation, right?
So that's the clip. But he talks about how I don't have a moral obligation to allow misinformation like that. What misinformation? What misinformation is this clip? Like what, please, what information is this clip? What, it's a clip, like not that clip, sorry, wrong clip, whatever. The other clip. What information? It's a clip of you freaking out at a fan because they didn't know how to play Among Us, and it's a clip of you freaking out at a fan over Among Us, okay? There is no misinformation. Your issue isn't misinformation. Your issue is I want anybody that covers this to talk about where my mental health was at the time. Because, like, some people will say that, like, will excuse that behavior if they know that I had, my mental health just wasn't there at the time. What? That is, like, if anything else, that is your issue. That it's not misinformation. You want people to tell their viewers that you just weren't mentally in the mood for somebody not knowing how to play Among Us at the time. And that's just, let me stop before I get ahead of myself, because I said a lot of this on Twitter, but someone commented, and they're like a big Dark Viper, like, defender kind of person. But they said, do you enjoy laughing at people becoming emotional because of a health crisis? Does he enjoy berating people during a game because they weren't good at it? And then they say, he doesn't enjoy that, which is why after it happened, Dark Viper apologized to the bloke, admitted he was wrong, and they played together in the future. Getting upset when you're under extreme stress isn't something that happens to all kinds of people, I'm assuming they're saying. However, this whole, oh, well, he apologized after and they're good, wasn't necessarily the case, okay?
No, I'm just gonna ban Scott forever, because I'm gonna associate this with Scott for the rest of my fucking life.
So, he banned Scott, that's the guy that was playing with him in Among Us, and then proceeds to say, Scott will not be unbanned. It was not simply that I was having a bad day. I was close to tears at the beginning of the stream. I felt impressively down, perhaps due to the lack of caffeine, as I was kicking soft drink. And I came to the one thing I love at the moment, Among Us. To have it ruined by a guy who didn't just play badly, he literally didn't play. He missed a basic mechanic, ruining the game entirely from start to finish. I was clearly not in a spot to teach people a game. I even said, I need people who can actually play. That milk also joined despite that annoys me. I don't know what that sentence even means. I was clearly very clear up front with my mental state and my requirements. Scott has literally ruined a stream, my day, and I will not find myself a book and try to avoid speaking to anyone for days, all because he chose not to listen or even understand basic mechanics of a game he chose to play in front of hundreds of people. Bruh, where's that context? Where's the context of before I apologized to him and we were good, I doubled and tripled down on my reasoning for banning him. I didn't just yell at him on stream in front of hundreds of people for not being able to play Among Us. I banned him, and then when people were like, hey, maybe that was a little too much, I tripled and doubled and quadrupled down on it. Where's that context? Of course you don't want that context out there, because that's not the context that makes you look good. You want the be all end all, the context to start and end with, I was having a bad mental health day. That's where you want it to end. And that's where, and I'm sorry, no, you want context. I'm going to give all the context, okay? Anyways, I said, in reply, taking your anger out on a fan just because you've been going through it when that fan did nothing except play badly is something to joke on, which is true. Creators get their past mistakes shoved in their face for as long as they are online, regardless if they apologized or took accountability. I'm sure you've taken part in such behaviors. We all have at some point in time. He's not trying to hide it. He just doesn't like people bringing it up against him. But that's just the drawbacks of having an online presence. Not to mention, no one would be talking about him had he not platformed the people who did and retaliated against them while also making multiple videos about it. All because people criticized him. Large creators like him don't get the luxury of every criticism having all the context. He himself did just that in the video I clipped where he minimalized the reason for Darth Potato's pinned tweet. Should that person strike his video down or request he take it down because it spreads misinfo? Now, before I show you what the hell I'm talking about in that tweet, if you look on my channel, there's videos about someone named Maya. That's what Darth Potato's pinned tweet is in regards to, okay? But here's Dark Viper's minimization, zero context version of his pinned tweet, okay?
Which Dar says, it's fucking funny. Learn to laugh at yourself instead of taking things so seriously. Which said, this is incredibly ironic considering you're pinned. So much for growth, huh? So his pinned comment says, we have settled, please see the statement below. This is within the last 6 months. Daniel, Jane, and Maya have resolved our various legal claims against one another. Dealing with the aftermath of a relationship is a highly emotional and volatile time in a person's life, and dwelling in that dark place isn't helpful for anyone's personal growth or emotional development. We appreciate all the support and investment in our lives, but wish to keep this matter private and behind closed doors. The last 2 years have been emotionally draining, and we hope you will understand that it is best to move forward without dwelling in the past. We wish Maya the best in her future endeavors. Thank you. And this dude is bringing up 4-year-old clips from very tumultuous, bad times in my life and attempting to attack me using them.
I love how Dark Viper just points out, oh, he was in a really bad time, but misses the context of the fact that that was a man who had gotten out of a physically abusive, verbally just abusive relationship, and then that ex, after like people started questioning, her abusive ways, going on a hate and cancel campaign for like 3 years. Okay, I had a bad day because I had Hashimoto's disease does not equate to, hey, we just got done with a 2-year-long court case that we just decided to settle out of against my abusive ex. Okay, so let's not try to claim, oh, hypocrisy and oh he's just being a hypocrite because like he's saying that people should just let that go because it was tumultuous and like mental health. No I'm sorry, no. But also, like, where's the context? You want all of us to be able to talk about you and point shit out about you with all the context, even though you don't even give the whole context for your own shit. Okay? Watch the video. This video does not include Dark Viper doubling and tripling down on banning someone over being bad at a game of Among Us, okay? So you don't even provide all the context, but you also don't provide the context for that pinned tweet. That pinned tweet is because they settled after like years of court, okay? So really, honestly, when you think about it, you're the one being pretty hypocritical, if I don't say so myself. Anyways, carrying on with the Twitter conversation, this person said, you can politely request anything of anyone for any reason. Funny you say that, because Dark Viper didn't politely request Chud Logic to take down his stuff, didn't politely request really for anything, okay? Where has Dark Viper politely requested things of people making what he considers hit pieces on him, okay? The bad faith actors, the bad people. Where's his politely requesting them to do anything? I haven't seen it, but please, by all means, show me in the comments or on Twitter if you find it. Anyways, it is up to the person who received the request to carry it out or reject it. As to not have the luxury to correct lack of context, isn't that something we should try to correct? Yeah, sure. But you're fighting an uphill battle, okay? Like, think for a moment of every single person that got canceled or is repeatedly, like Destiny or, I don't know, Hassan. Like, think of all these people. Think of everybody that's been canceled for any reason. Do you think that context, full 100% context was given to those people? Like, really, honestly, your person that you're defending didn't even give context for Darth Potato's pinned tweet. Okay, he didn't decide to look into it. He minimized it to see he was having a bad day and he's asking people to give him space and that it was bad and blah, 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 blah. And that's not the context. Okay, so you're asking, like, No. Sure. That'd be great. That'd be wonderful if everyone could give full 100% context for everyone they make a video about, but that's just not the environment. Okay, that's not the internet. You don't even get that in mainstream media, okay? The president of the United States does not get the luxury of full context. What makes you think that you're going to be able to change that at all in any shape or form on Twitter and YouTube? It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. That's a great thing to want. But it's a pipe dream. That's never going to happen. Anyways, all in all, my point of this whole video is Dark Viper isn't really caring about context because he doesn't provide his own context for his own stuff. Not the full context anyway. Just the context that he thinks would make him look good. And two, the context doesn't matter when it's someone flipping out on a fan over a game of Among Us. Learn to laugh at yourself, okay? Because you're online, okay? You're a YouTuber. You have millions of subscribers. And if you can't just take the punches as they come and learn to laugh at yourself and learn to be like, yeah, I went a little bit too hard on that fan there over, a game of Among Us, my bad. Really, really, really consider not creating. Consider not being online. Consider not being a creator because you're not cut out for it. And thinking that you can just go around and DMCA people because you didn't like the video that they made because they didn't provide your specific context that you specifically want them to provide is not the way, okay? Especially when you're not providing the full context yourself for your own situation, as I've shown, okay? Because at no point did you explain that you banned him and that you tripled down on your decision to do so against your fans, okay? At no point did you do that because you didn't want that context out there. So, all in all, just admit that you're taking down these videos because you think they make you look bad. And you don't like it. It has nothing to do with DMCA, has nothing to do with copyright, has everything to do with this video makes me look bad, so I'm going to take it down. Just own up to it because you'll get more respect if you just own up to it as opposed to this little fake fantasy of I want people to believe that it's because of context. Okay? Because it's not. Anyways. If you enjoyed this video, if you didn't enjoy it, go ahead and dislike it. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and like it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And comment down below. Argue, hate. I love it. I love it all. Any engagement is great engagement, especially since I took time out of playing Final Fantasy VII Remake to make this video for you. Okay? So if this video doesn't blow up, I'm going to be very mad. I'm very, very mad. So share it everywhere. Put it in the Discords. Put it all over Twitter. If this video doesn't blow up, I'm going to quit. No. I take that back because there's plenty of people that will try to get that to happen. I'm not going to quit. But just, I took time away from Final Fantasy VII Remake for this. Okay, you guys? Anyway, have a wonderful day. Goodbye.